we're here with a Kenmore 12, model number 385.1278. This is the one I just got done doing the bobbin up on top and how to refill a bobbin. Now let's see here. What kind of things we had problems with. She said it wasn't sewing, that it was stuck in reverse. We didn't know what was wrong. She said, is there a way that you can look at it and see if you can get it moving? Because I really want this one. Now, the other one I bring, I'm not sure. I don't think that one will run. I said, well, we'll take a look at that one too in a minute. Anyway, so the Kenmore is now completely overhauled. It needed a new tire. Let me show you what we found inside. We found a few dust bunnies. We found the little felt thing was all twisted up into that little area here where that's supposed to be, but I can't really get those, and it takes time to find them, and I figured that, yeah, well, it'll be fine without it. I've seen them without them before, too. The tire had splits all the way through it. We took all the yucky grease out. That's why that's all folded up. There was some grease in places that you don't put grease, like the backwards button here. Okay, that's the reverse. It was coated in that, and it wouldn't even move. I thought, okay, something's not right with that, because when you push it in, it wouldn't come back. And so I went in there and cleaned all that out. It's actually a really big gear is right here. That's where the grease goes. It does not go anywhere near all this area here, because then it'll shut the machine down. So I cleaned all that out, oiled it really good, let it sit overnight, because it needed to get down in the nooks and crannies. Any residue or any other grease that we had issues with came out. Put it all in this little rag, and then I went over here and filled that whole area up with grease, because the grease was so hard. It took a while. I mean, there's some really hard pieces in there. It took a while to get all that grease out that they left in there. And then there's a grease area back here. You have to grease the gears. I filled that up too after I cleaned it all out. This one has a light bulb. It works fine. Nothing's wrong with the light bulb. Cleaned this whole area out. Re-oiled it too, so it runs really nice. Let's see here. This is your reverse. This is your stitch length. I don't know, can you guys read that? Stitch length. It's hard to really see these. I got it on 3 because 4 would be the gather stitch. So we do it at 3, okay? Then we have the stitch selector, which you can select all these. Now, if you want to do these ones down below, you have to turn this to, I think it's like S or something. There's a couple other things that you keep going. It'll come and show you. I just don't want to move it right now. I reset the tension. I have it set for 5. I had it on zigzag. Technically, it can go between 4 and 5 when you're working with a cotton. I made it a 3-ply cotton. I folded it up so it could be a 3-ply. I was stitching. I did straight stitch. I put it back on straight stitch. I put it in the trash can. I didn't save that one. And it was just all the bottom stitching here, which is really this. This is your, looks like top tension because it's on top, but it's really the bottom tension, and it was acting up really weird, and I couldn't get it to sew on the bottom. And then the bottom tension's doing fine because look at how good it's sewing on top. So we're not worried about all that. We got that figured out. How to thread this sewing machine. This is an old spool. You want to start back here, and you want to come this way, and you hook it through this guy here. Before you even come down in this area here, you need to put the foot up. That's going to open the the chambers into this area, so that way your thread will be able to go down in here, work around this way. Your uptake, I don't know, where is my uptake? It needs to come all the way up. There's your uptake, and there's your uptake. You come around, you hook that right in there. There's a holder that holds the uptake. The uptake, a lot of people ask me, what in the heck is that? That's what pulls the thread through your machine, through your tension, to give it the right tension, and then it will completely sew down here. If this is not hooked in, if you don't have your thread in this hole, so I don't know if you can see that thread. If you don't see it in that thread, in that hole, the sewing machine will not sew. It'll clump up to the top. Everybody thinks, oh, there's a tension issue. No. If it's not hooked in here, it's not pulling it through, so it'll clump on top and then on the bottom, okay? So we don't want to do that, all right? We make sure it's always in here so we can pull it through the machine. Come down here, swing around to here. Oh, sorry, honey, I got to get back here. Come down here, swing around to here, down into a little, loop, and into the needle, okay? When you're ready to sew, you want to put this down, okay? Then over here is your turn on button right here. So you turn it on, your light should come on. To make a bobbin, you want to come up here, you know, thread it here. Then you're not literally threading it here, pretend that's not there. You come here, you turn this around to here, you come back, you put your, put your thread in your bobbin and then slide it down over here, and then you click it back, and then you got to turn this towards you, this little knob. It takes the clutch out so it won't run the machine, and then it'll just fill this up when you push the pedal. All right, now let's see. This is a bottom feed. This is the little table. They call this a table. This one has a little drawer in it right here. I just got done fixing it. I put a piece of cardboard in because it was broken. And I know people don't want to lose anything. So, and all your little fun stuff here, your needles and your plate. This plate goes on top so you don't have to drop your feed dogs. This helps drop your feed dogs. Hold on. Sorry, I have dry mouth, so I cough a lot. And I just didn't want to cough into this thing. I put some of the ones that she just bought. The one that she has down here is hers. She's just going to buy this, and she buys the whole container full of them. I have several Kenmore things like this. Oh, hold on. Back again. Sorry. I keep coughing. So I have these little throat lozenges. They're for dry mouth. This is not sponsored. I buy these all the time. In order for me to keep talking, I have issues, so I choke. So we actually buy those to help me out so I can talk to you guys. Anyway, so this is this, instead of trying to drop your feet, there's no button for that. You have to put this in. It actually goes this way. And you drop that, makes the feed dogs not work, and then you can control it for yourself. She's got her Kenmore needles. She's got all her Kenmore stuff, and her bobbins are, I hooked them up in there. So I want to show you how I fixed this. I put a little grease in it to kind of stop the screechy noise. I put in a piece of cardboard, and then over here, I put a small pin in there, and now it's closing and opening, so she won't have any issues of losing anything. This is a bottom feed. It feeds from the bottom, so all the thread kind of goes up in here. There is another how I rewind a bobbin and how to put that in there. So a lot of people ask me about that all the time, so I made a video for it. Anyway, so we can slide this thing back on here so it's ready to be sewed. And this is her stuff she gets back after I clean it out. I think I've gone on through everything I can think of. Yes. Okay, and I got to put my foot on the pedal, and we're going to listen to how it sounds. And we can even hit the reverse. Here's the reverse. You push it down, and it will go in reverse. Then you let go, and it comes back, and then we can go forward. Like this, and it's sewing perfectly. Okay, let's try to stop it down. Okay, good. Pull this up here, and we'll go look at it. Here it is here. And there it is there. And it's sewing perfectly. I think she'll get a lot of use out of this nice sewing machine. I don't know, it's like handed down somebody. I don't know if they passed away or they just gave up on sewing and they're gotten too old or whatever. When I get too old, I think I'll be like 90. And then I probably won't sew anymore. I'll probably just do gardening and do what I want to do, but that's a long ways off. I think that's 30 years from now. I don't know. I don't even think about it. Anyway, so she can do a lot of good sewing. We're going to try to stop this in the center. Put the needle down there. And then make sure you put your hub down. This hub right here. Make sure you have it down when you travel so you don't break anything, okay? And then we're going to go over here and turn it off. There we go. And now her sewing machine's ready for her to pick up. It's a really awesome looking sewing machine. And we're going to get this room cleaned up too. I'm getting tired of it looking like this. Anyway, so I hope you guys have a sewing machine like this. And I'd love to hear from you. And if you want to comment below, that would be awesome. And if you want to like the video, it would be awesome too. And I'd love to hear from you. And have a blessed day. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.